Patch 7.35D has been released along with a bunch of new features, starting with the new pre-game ban system. Normally, after loading into a lobby, you have 10 seconds to ban one of any character in the game. Once selected, they have a 50-50 chance of actually being banned. This system is no more. Its replacement allows you to go to the Dota homepage and select 4 heroes that you would like to be banned, of which during a game it will pick one of those 4 and then ban them. No longer will there be the first 10 seconds of a match to pick one of 120 or so different characters to maybe be banned. It just picks one of the 4 that you have picked in the home screen. Interesting thing about this change is it prevents cheaters who have access to third-party information that they should not have access to, makes it so they can't ban a hero based on who is on the enemy team. So even if they have access to that information that they shouldn't have, now they can't even use it. So from now on, you ban a specific hero, not a player's hero, if that makes any sense. Another new feature has been added to Dota Labs and locked behind Dota Plus. If you have the Show Match Evaluation Details option enabled in Dota Labs, and you have Dota Plus, you can now get a rough estimate of what the match ahead will be like. If it's not to your liking, you can decline the match. That's interesting. This is an experimental feature that will take time to understand the ramifications of it, which is why it's locked behind Dota Plus, so only people who pay for the feature can have access to it. Supposedly, eventually, this will become a free feature, it's just, for now, it's a paid one. Main benefits are you can technically find a match faster because you're cycling through different matchmaking options, basically. So instead of Dota taking 5 minutes to pick the perfect option, it'll spend several minutes giving you multiple options depending on if you queue again or not. Also, we now have word when the Crown Fall patch is going to come out. Mid-April. So we'll see if the crown falls on mid-April. That was a bad joke. With the features out of the way, time for the 7.35D gameplay update. XP from neutral stacking decreased by 5%. Mug Golem bounty decreased by 3. Why? I don't know. BKB's use cooldown increased by 5. Divine Rapier's bonus damage decreased to 100 from 350. It no longer provides spell amp. By default, it now can toggle between 2 modes, adding additional damage or the spell amp on a 6. Ooh! I always thought this was like an inevitability, because having the extra physical and magic damage on one item is really strong. So I thought they would split it into 2 different rapiers, but having it on one item and having it toggleable instead, so you only get one or the other, that's honestly a really good change. Also, the Spell Amp Rapier gets a new design, that's neat. Helm of the Dominator and Overlord now grants the caster the gold bounty of the Dominated Creep. A part of me is surprised this isn't in the game up until now, because like, that's one downside to the item, but like fair because you get an entire new ability, which is like another item. But now that you actually gain the gold bounty from the Dominated Creep, wait, hold on. If someone just has Helm of the Dominator, they go into the jungle, get the large creep by dominating it, use it to kill off the small creeps, all of a sudden they just took a camp really fast. Like, supports could probably buy this and gain good benefits. Wait, is this going to be like a new Midas type item? Where you could theoretically gain more farm? Or is like a farming item in general just because of that? Okay, I'm not a professional, don't take my word for this, but that actually could be a really good farming item, because that's a flash farm, because you could just kill one creep every 60 seconds and gain the money. I might need to try this out at some point. Javelin, Maelstrom, Gleipnir, and Mjolnir all have their proc chance reduced by 5%. Magic Stick and Wand have their energy charge cooldown increased a little bit. Manta Style cooldown increased by 4 seconds. Talisman's mana regen increased by 0.25. Plasma's Witchblade ends as damage per second decreased from 100% to 75. I'm not sure why, but wait. Revenant's Brooch no longer applies crits when ooh! Oh gosh! So last update, Revenant's Brooch gained a new effect. Whenever an ability applies an auto attack, it doesn't cost mana for the Revenant's Brooch. My thoughts was, oh, this would be good on PA because you can constantly spam it without costing more mana. But then Mars got into the meta. So this changed where Revenant's Brooch no longer applies crits to its magic damage. That's huge. I don't think I need to describe that anymore, because like a lot of the heroes that make this an actual problem effect apply crits, so having it so they can't crit, ooh. Correction, crits can still happen, but if Revenant's Brooch is enabled, crit strikes are disabled, from all sources I'm presuming. Royal Jelly duration reduced by 2 seconds, but the health regen and mana regen are increased. Grove Bow attack range bonus decreased by 25? Huh. Light Collector move speed decreased from 10 to 5%. Unclouded health and mana regen reduction near trees 50 to 70. Huh. Okay, Light Collector's still good. Doubloon while in mana most. I don't care. Hero changes: Apparitions, Cold Feet, mana cost reduced slightly. Okay. Ark's talents got changed to tad. Bat Riders, DPS on Flame Break. Burn duration decreased from 2 to 5 seconds. Ooh. So I guess Bat Rider does less damage with Flame Break now. Beastmaster's bonus attack speed passive increased by 6 at max level. I mean, it sounds small, but since he summons a bunch of units, that kinda does add up a bit. Bloodseeker's Agi increased by 2, and Thirst's self-healing is now classified as Lifesteal, amplifying the Lifesteal amp. Oh my! I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing Bloodseeker with his Blood Mist Acceptor effect running around. That thing gives him an overshield based on how much he heals, and now that it heals more with Lifesteal amp, all I can say, pick Ancient Apparition. Centaur's Hoofstomp damage decreased by a bit with health regen talent. Why? Yeah, whatever. Chen's Penitence movement speed reduction decreased by 6% at max, and bonus armor from Divine Favor has been decreased by 6 at max and 3 at level 1. You know what, to be fair, 12 armor at level 1 is absurd, and then 24 at max is crazy. Chen's still good if you know how to play him, but it is slightly less. Clockwork's Power Cog now deals half the mana burned as added damage. Neat? Maiden's Crystal Clone Shard effect. Mana cost increased from 50 to 150, 3 times the cost. That's fair, because have you seen this thing? This shard is an S-tier farming ability, because you can just frostbite everything. But it's no longer 50 mana, it's now 150. Fair. It's fair now. It's not really, because it has a low cooldown, but like, somewhat fair. Disruptor's Thunderstrike slow duration has been increased to 0.4 at all levels. That's nice. Dragon Knight, Elder Dragon form, illusions no longer apply dragon on hit effects if they reverted back to melee form. Corrosive Breath duration decreased to 3 seconds from 5. Now, I don't know how the whole DK Manta style thing works, but I guess this was a unintended part of the... I don't know. This just in, Earth Spirit's Rolling Boulders damage has doubled from 30 to 60. Truly a tremendous change. Ember's Fire Remnant charge restore time has been decreased by 3 seconds. Leshrek's level 20 talent Pulse Nova damage decreased by 5. Lich's Frost Shield's damage has been rescaled a little to be slightly less early, higher late. Chain Frost now can select the Ice Spire as the initial target. Ooh! Gives Lich another option for his ult setup, which is very much appreciated. Lifestealer's Rage movement speed buff decreased by 3% at all levels. His Scepter cast range has been decreased by 100, and Open Wounds cast range has been decreased by 200. Neat nerfs. Mars's Arena of Blood now has a 195 90-second cooldown instead of a static 90. Along with his level 15 God's Rebuke cooldown reduction talent decreased from 4 seconds to 3 seconds. Mirana's base movement speed has been decreased by 5. Game changing. Mirana is now unplayable. Necrophos's level 10 Heartstopper Aura stack duration increased from 2... Wait, whoa, Pango changes. Swashbuckle strike count decreased from 4 to 3 with damage scaling to be different? Okay, running calculations, it's normally 85 times 4, so 340 normally, but now with this, 360, ooh! So Pangolier makes less attacks, but in turn he does more overall damage. That's interesting. Puck's Axe Shard no longer increases enemy search range by 200. I guess that decreases his attack range whenever he phase shifts. Yeah, that's what it is. And the Dream Coil's Axe Scepter attack speed has been decreased from 100% of attack speed to 90%. Okay. Sandkane's base damage increased by 6. Wow. With his strength gain decreased a little bit. Again, I'm not a Sandkane player, but damage increased by 6 is a lot. Shadow Fiend Shadow Ray's mana cost has been set to 75 at all levels. Silencer's Glaives of Wisdom in Steel has been changed from 1-1-2-3 to 1-2-3-4. What the? Okay, that's been forever. Snapfire Scatter Blast's slow effects are now increased by 50% at point blank range. Ooh. Along with Fire Snap Cookie projectile speed increased by 100. Okay, the Scatter Blast thing is actually really good because you could jump on people and then really decrease their speed. It's a nice change. Sven's armor has been decreased by 1. Techi's Sticky Bomb cooldown increased by 3 seconds at early level. What the? Oh, God. I hate what they did to Techies, and now he's got to deal with this bootleg kit. I miss old Okay, I miss old Techies, but like, I'm not a game dev. I don't know how to fix this right now. Terrorblade's reflected damage decreased by 15% at early levels, still 100% at max, and radius has been decreased by 100. I've seen Terrorblade support. I mean, I see it, but I don't know about a Terrorblade support. That just doesn't sound right, but it looks right. Timbersaw's Timber Chain damage decreased a little bit. Ooh. And his reactive armor stacks have been decreased in the early levels. I think that's needed because honestly that 15 into 24 at the start is enough for a while, and like you don't need to go any higher than that. But now that at level 1 it's only 12 stacks, oh, now we gotta get levels in it. Tinker's armor increased by 2, and Defense Matrix cast range has been increased by 200. Wow. Well, 200 at max level, but like, it's increased overall, like really increased. Quick story, I was scouring Reddit and I found this guy saying he has a Tinker support, where he was spamming Defense Matrix, Glimmer Cape, and Solar Crest and rearming it as much as possible to put barriers on people. I hate that support Tinker is a possibility, and now this extra cast range on Matrix that makes it better. Now the question is, will this ever be a thing in normal pubs? I don't think so. But like, it's an idea. I find it funny, I'm more interested in a Tinker support than a Terrorblade support. That's kind of funny to me. Underlord's Axe Scepter for Pit of Malice no longer slows enemies, instead it increases the radius by 100. Atrophy Aura has also its damage increased by 1, and now his level 15 talent replaces the Pit of Malice AoE with the slow. Okay, that's actually a really good change. It allows him to get access to that powerful slow without having to get a scepter. That's a pretty good change. Ursa's Overpower Slow Resistance rescaled to be less early, better late. Voice Spirit's Dissimulate damage increased by 20, which makes it really good, and Weaver's Gemini attack increased a bit. Okay, that was update 735D. Hopefully the Crownfall update comes in mid-April, as they said, and you all have a good night.